welcome back to another video, everyone. Today we are doing two Best Ball Mania 5 drafts. We got the 112 and we're about to find out the other one together. Please, I'm trying to aggressively increase my Brees exposure, so we're hoping to get a pick where we can take Brees. I'll take him literally wherever. It's probably not Brees territory. I really don't like the 112. But I'm willing to put up with the 109. You still get a really good receiver there. Like one of the elite. I'm definitely AJ Brown over Garrett Wilson. But it's really close for me. In my current exposures, I'm 11% Garrett Wilson, 9% AJ Brown. So it's pretty even for me in this contest. Across all sites, I'm definitely more weighted towards AJ Brown in that range. I think both of their upside cases are pretty strong. They both have pros and cons. The only con for AJ Brown, though, is that he just has better competition around him. That's pretty much what that is to me. Because Garrett Wilson has, like, there could be a bunch of things going against him. So all that being said, let's go AJ Brown. And then we can also get Hurts in the 4th usually. His ADP is 40. Would not be shocked to see us get him there. On the clock at the 112 over here. So I'm going Devon Achane. And then I'm either going Puka or JT. I think having Achane teams at the 1-2 turn in BBM is like a pretty decent edge because Achane doesn't fall to the 3-4 turn. The amount of teams that you'll see him on there is not many. So if you're doing this at a decent rate, you will advance a decent amount of Achane teams at the 1-2 turn. Puka or JT, though, it's really hard for me, honestly. The stats are definitely going to tell me to go Puka every time. My heart wants JT. But it's really dangerous to just go double RB because then we can definitely get boxed out a receiver. Over here. As you can see by my rankings, I'm just trying to aggressively increase my Achane. And it's him or Drake London. Over here, let's be responsible. Let's take Drake London. I do love me some Devon Achane. I do love me some Devon Achane. He truly is one of the best players in the league. I have 16% right now. I'm trying to take him in a lot of my remaining drafts. I have now 12 left. These are drafts 13 and 14 in terms of remaining drafts for me on BBM. Devon Achane I want to have on, in an ideal world, at least 8 of those remaining teams so we can aggressively increase our exposure. Currently standing at 15%. Want to get that a little higher. I'm already trying to be double the field. So go Devon Achane. I think the way that they're going to use him as a receiver is a lot different than how we saw last year. And we didn't get to see as much of it because of the lingering injuries that he was dealing with all of last year. And just how much trust that they gave Raheem as well. Like, we could have seen them give Devon Achane a lot more touches than they chose to. And I think that's what we're going to see this year. I would be very shocked to see Raheem come close to the amount of touches Devon Achane has. if that ends up happening, Raheem should be a 5th round, 4th round pick because that Dolphins offense, their RBs are very explosive or have the chance to be very explosive with how McDaniel runs the offense. It's a cheat code. Like all of the McDaniel spawns, or not McDaniel spawns, Shanahan spawns have cheat code offenses. They know how to get their players in space. They know how to get their RBs through the holes. So I think that that's just a really solid bet. And Achane, I do think will take a lot of I think Achane's workload this year will be significantly bigger than last year's. And if that happens, next year he is not escaping the 1st round. He might not even escape the top 6. His single week potential we know is incredible, and his accumulative potential also has the chance to be insane, especially if we see any sort of injury happen to any of the others that'll lead to him getting more of a workhorse type role. He's one of the most explosive players in football. There's all the reasons to be all in on this guy. I don't take much Derrick Henry. Like I'm not taking Derrick Henry over Diggs, am I? I really don't want to. I don't think I should. The workload Diggs should have this year is pretty big. And then if that preseason usage is any sort of telling to how they're going to use Diggs in the regular season, that's very encouraging. All right. What do we do here? We could do this. I really don't hate this. I think we should go Rasheed no matter what here. I think he's best player available. Even though they're both like this is all week 6 buys, we can work on that. We can work on the week 6 buy stuff. It's not a big deal right now. I really want to go Mahomes. I think it might be correct. I really do. It's either Mahomes, Tank Dell, Zay Flowers, but just take Mahomes, right? Like I'm trying to aggressively increase my Mahomes exposure. And yeah, we get Jalen Hurts here. Yep. We're 4 picks away here. Something I didn't mention is I have had the same rankings for most of the summer, but I finally updated them today into the home stretch with like a week and a half left of drafting. With most of my drafting complete already, but very current on players I'm fading and players I'm willing to draft. Everything's up to speed in the rankings. So everything you're seeing is what I believe and where players should be. Worthy went at the 4-5 turn over here, unfortunately. A lot of options here. I think we're good, Kenneth Walker. He's just who I rate highest at RB. 6 picks away. I still think we're gonna get a very solid receiver, but in terms of RB, um, going Mixon and Diggs, like it's something that I don't like try and go for. Um, and if I don't have the QB and I'm lining up not to get the QB, it's something that I'm really definitely not trying to do often. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's one of those things. We see Odunze go there. Um, we have a lot of options. So I think there's literally zero chance that Brian Thomas comes back to us. So we're taking Brian Thomas. I project him to be very important for the Jags very fast. And then if we're going Brian Thomas, Godwin's pretty solid. Keenan Allen's pretty solid. Deontay's pretty solid. Getting Odunze at ADP here feels honestly not real at this point in the season. I was very much so expecting Odunze to have a massive rise. And it's kind of like Odunze's really been in the same range the entire draft season. He hasn't gone lower than 68 and he hasn't gone higher than 63. I think 63.4 is his peak. He's been in a very tight knit range. People are just very down to draft him here. I've definitely seen Odunze getting mixed in at the 58, 57, 59 range. I think we saw it over here in this draft. Yeah, this dude went 57 Odunze. Totally fine. Odunze's upside definitely profiles to be someone that can do that. So I have no qualms with that. Worth mentioning that in this format, we get the Walker Odunze week 17 correlation. Pretty nice. Obviously, is that the most important thing? It's debatable. It's debatable that's the most important thing. All the money's in week 17. You obviously do have to get there, and it is a bit of a trek to get there. So, is it the journey? Is it the destination? They're both really hard. They're both really hard to perform. I don't know. It's really hard. You have to weigh both pretty equally. The journey just as much as the destination, I feel like, specifically in this format. Like a lot of other formats where it's week 17 based for the money and the advance rate is a lot smoother, a lot easier. Yeah, I think that's a lot more week 17 centric because it's a lot more decent of odds that, yeah, you're going to be in week 17. In BBM, it's pretty fucking thin. Like you're not having too many teams in week 16. You don't get it. You don't usually get a crazy amount of teams advancing. Like the best players get roughly anywhere between 18 to 25% on average. The best players. Over here, this is really hard. I think it's Aaron Jones. It could be Najee Harris. Najee Harris is a great argument, but specifically on this team, Aaron Jones lines up very well with two of our weeks. Aaron Jones is week 15 and 16 with Odunze and Kenneth Walker. So I'd say we're going here. And like I'm open to going Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren looks fine. His injury seems to have been overblown, and I'm down to scoop up Warren. So if Najee goes, so be it. You know? I'm also kind of down to take Jordan Addison and just pray that he doesn't get the axe in playoff weeks. You could have argued that I'm supposed to take Jordan Addison at the 81, but I think I'd like going RB here. I really like Aaron Jones' upside. Aaron Jones was still very good at the end of last year, and he was one of the main reasons that the Packers were able to win a playoff game. So I'm still very much in on Aaron Jones. I think that he showcased his ability to still be able to carry a workload in the NFL. We're seeing a lot of RBs go off the board here. Yeah. All right. Between Mostert and Warren, who are we going to go? They might make that decision for us. They did. If this dude, okay, we do get Warren. We still could go Addison if we want. Probably gonna pass on that. Could go Sutton. Could go Bowers. Bowers is pretty decent on this team. We do get the correlation with Drake London, but I think I'd rather go Jaylen Warren here. Like injury downplayed by coach. I mean, injury like downplayed is, that's a relative word. Like Mike Tom. I mean, did he downplay it? Kind of. He didn't make it. I guess he kind of downplayed it. He didn't make it seem most significant. Is this just a free James Conner? It appears to be a free James Conner. No, yeah, that's James Conner way past ADP. Sweet. Getting James Conner on the opposite side of the board is just going to let us really reach to some unique combinations, and get some replaceable points that a lot of people won't have. So that's pretty sweet for us. James Conner is great for this team. He doesn't have any correlation, but yeah, the unique combos type thing. The unique combos thing. Actually, wait, I'm an idiot. James Conner has week 17 with Puka Nacua. Duh. This is just incredible for our team. The question is do we go D Hop or do we go Courtland Sutton? I think the answer is difficult. I think it's DeAndre Hopkins. I think it's DeAndre Hopkins. You could argue it's also an RB here. You could argue that it's Warren. You could argue it's Jones. You could argue probably not Mostert. Going both of them. It was pretty good last year, but it was also a lot cheaper to do that last year. They're both now in the top 100, and one of them I took at the 1-2 turn. So it's a pretty concentrated bet that I'm betting on both of them to be top 100 picks and pay off their ADP, and not only pay off their ADP but beat it. I don't know. So I'm just gonna play it safe. I'm gonna go James Conner and DeAndre Hopkins. We still get the correlation with DeAndre Hopkins being week 17 with Brian Thomas, and on this type of team, like either going Trevor Lawrence or Will Levis is a very likely outcome. We still could go Baker Mayfield or Matthew Stafford as two of our other quarterbacks. We're actually very open at quarterback on this team, but again, it's besides the point. Week 17 correlation, it's really solid, and DeAndre Hopkins is currently projecting to play week 1 and looking to be 100% very early in the season. So he was Will Levis's favorite target last year, and I still think he's probably going to be Will Levis's favorite target this year. He's just one of the best receivers we've had in the modern era, and he was great last year. And I don't think this injury is anything that's going to slow him down. I mean, we'll see. We will see very fast. Calvin Ridley is there to kind of supplement that and take the X role when when DeAndre Hopkins isn't there. We're now on the clock over here. We have a 1-3-4 setup. We have Odunze. We have Caleb Williams on the board. Is it simple? Keenan Allen's on the turn, and it's a no badge. I think it's simple. I think it's take Caleb Williams, boys. We lock up our QB room. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. So we got all that nice correlation. At our next pick, we're definitely going receiver. Either Shaheed, Wicks, or Myers is definitely the range we're shopping in. Wicks is the optimal outcome. I don't think we're going to get Wicks if I had to bet on it. We could also reach reach for AD Mitchell. I'm not too overly impressed by, but the thing is if we reach for AD Mitchell, it makes it a lot less likely if for us to get a receiver at 129. And I do like going sometimes the receiver range at 129 if some good ones that I like fall. So just eliminating that outcome for us, I don't love. One pick away. Let's dodge. Let's dodge the Wicks take. Let's go. He did not go Wicks. Do we still go Wicks? We still go Wicks, right? I love Dontavian Wicks. He has double correlation on this team. He's just, I think he's the pick. I think he's the pick. Like, obviously, we could go Dallas Goedert, get our tight end one, the double correlation, Jalen Hurts, but I think I like going Dontavian Wicks. Yeah. I think Wicks is him. I'm trying to aggressively increase my Wicks exposure. That's something else, too. I was at one point like 13% Wicks, and then I was like, okay, I kind of need to cool it because I was taking him a little ahead of ADP at one point because I was watching a bunch of film from last year, and I was like, dude, this guy is just disgusting. And then I just stopped taking him. I just like fully put the brakes on it, and now I'm currently sitting at I think like 6% in BBM. So if I could get back up to a little over average, I'd be really happy with that. I'm thinking I'm probably going to get around to average, but if I could get a little over average, that'd be nice. That'd be optimal to me. 3 picks away over here. Optimally, we get Brian Robinson. I think Devin Singletary as well is a great bet. Zach Moss, great bet. We definitely just need to go RB here. You could also argue that week 17 we can correlate with Rico Dowdle. I love Rico Dowdle. I think Rico Dowdle is also a great bet. I keep just saying he's a great bet. He's a great bet. He's a great bet. I don't think we go QB in this range because, like, we could go Trevor, and I do like Trevor, but I think the points that we could be getting, Brian Robinson. This is just beautiful. Getting Brian Robinson here doesn't feel legal. Does not feel legal, right? Like this is just solid, right? Yeah, we're definitely going Brian Robinson. And I was also faded thinking about my other team, like getting the week 17. Like, bro, the AJ Brown's on the other team. What do we do here? Do we go Rico? Do we go Goddard? I think we go Rico. My heart's telling me Rico. We could have went Shaheed Myers. Dude, Wicks went at 102 over here. It's wild. Whole lot of green. Whole lot of green went off. I definitely expect RB to get torn up by the next time that we're up to pick. Dak at the 110 to the AJ Brown team. Dude, this is one of the things that I've been like so consistently salty about for like the past few weeks is like seeing Caleb Williams fall. It's like, oh, Caleb Williams never falls in my drafts. That's one of those players for me where it's like it feels like he never falls to me. I always have to pick him ahead of ADP type thing. Shaheed's still on the board, 4 picks. Okay, yeah, there we go. At the 125, what a crazy value. That is a crazy value. I'm very down for Austin Eckler. I'm not too down for Ty Chandler with Aaron Jones. I think it's a little too expensive of a handcuff for us. The receivers I'm still down for. It's a really good range. I really like this range. We can honestly just take off the quarterbacks. We're not picking quarterback. It's too rich for the positions we need to fill out. I think we're probably optimally going Austin Eckler here. Surely, right? Unless Farbs takes that away from us, but I'd be surprised. So we do have the choice to go Austin Eckler. Is that what we're gonna do? I think so. On this team, what I was saying for Brian Robinson about the last team, the whole faded thing, it still applies. And Austin Eckler is the RB2. I think I was watching preseason film. Austin Eckler does not look bad. Austin Eckler, does he look back to form? I can't say 100%. I don't think anyone could say 100% is Austin Eckler back to form. It is if he is or not. But I think the people that are out here talking about Austin Eckler has the chance to get cut, Austin Eckler like has totally lost his juice, that is, I think, a little bit of an overblown narrative. And I think that's allowing for a lot of room to the upside for Austin Eckler. Because am I out here saying that Austin Eckler is the RB1 over Brian Robinson? No. The coaching staff has actually come out and said recently that Brian Robinson is the RB1 over Austin Eckler. I'm just down to draft both because it seems like they may potentially be looking to make a trade for Ayuk. That's like potentially in the cards for them. But if that were to not happen, then who are their weapons, you know? I think that's like a big question we have to ask is like, who are their weapons? And do we go Gabe Davis here? Is Gabe Davis injured? No catches in preseason finale? Like, I feel like I should be drafting Gabe Davis here. No, it feels like a clear Gabe Davis, just past ADP. Gabe Davis is one of those players that you're never taking in manage. You want to stay as far as possible away from this motherfucker. But in best ball, you love Gabe Davis because if Gabe Davis's target share, you can just plop that over, and Gabe Davis, you can fill in the vacant targets, some of them that he got from Calvin Ridley leaving. Zay Jones leaves too. There are vacant targets in this offense for Gabe Davis to take up. And it seems like from all the reports from the offseason reporting, Gabe Davis is going to have a relevant starting role in this offense. And I've been kind of low on him all offseason because I really just don't love Gabe Davis as a route runner. I don't think he's the greatest route runner of all time. And I think that the way that the Bills used him, like, kind of showcased what his skill set is. I don't think can he develop his skill set? Maybe. I mean, I'm not, I wasn't betting on it, but now it seems like they're using him in the intermediate parts of the field and as a solid red zone target. Like, the Bills really didn't, for as big as Gabe Davis is and the level of targets that they had, like, against Gabe Davis in that offense for the Bills, they really didn't target him that much in the end zone. But it seems like that might be a thing in Jacksonville because Trevor Lawrence showcased he really doesn't love targeting Evan Ingram in the red zone for some reason, or even in the end zone. But Gabe Davis might be a pretty big touchdown vulture, big play vulture. I think Gabe Davis is going to be really annoying and a really solid sneaky player for advance rates in best ball come via playoff time. Like, if you have Gabe Davis on your, like, if Gabe Davis still has the same role that he has come the playoff time, you're scared if you don't have him and he's in your pod. Like, you are honestly scared. Like, you can't lie. You are scared of Gabe Davis. He might do some horrible things to ruin your fucking week. He really might. Dalton Scholes, I think is one of the players that we're going here. It's a really dead range for receiver. Like, you can see the receivers at ADP who are here. I'm so overweight Josh Downs because I was taking infinite of him pre-injury, so I'm just not taking him anymore in this tournament. And Michael Wilson at ADP right now, he's just risen too much, and I have too much of him at post rising. Um, kind of want to go Ty Chandler. I think Ty Chandler's a really solid take here. TJ Hawkinson's also a really solid take here. I'm not going quarterback here because I can still get the cheap ones. I could have went Tua. Getting Tua with A-Chain's a decent combo, and then I can go Johnny Smith on the comeback. That's a pretty decent combination to have because it's like semi-unique and it can potentially be a huge edge in advance rates in the playoffs if it's like come week 15. Oh, like Tua threw for 2 touchdowns, had a shit ton of yardage, but it was to, you know, Johnny Smith who broke one or two off, A-Chain who broke one off. Like that is a real world. And then like X receiver has X yards, like whatever. Braylon Allen, I'm pretty sure, is good on this team. Yeah, Braylon Allen's great on this team. Conklin is great on this team. The Jets players are great on this team. It's funny. Yeah, we're going Braylon Allen. I've been very impressed. I'm gonna continue to buy that. I'm gonna continue to buy Braylon Allen. I mean, really, he has looked like one of the best runners, like pure runners in the preseason. So I'm in, man. I'm in. I'm in on Braylon Allen. Jaleel McLaughlin. I don't dislike Jaleel McLaughlin. I also have a decent amount of Jaleel McLaughlin. I do have a shit ton of Braylon Allen. I'm like probably like 17% Braylon Allen. It's a lot. It's a lot of Braylon Allen. I so I really do think I should go to Mario Douglas here. And then just fully fade tight end and then just slam tight end 3 of the last 4 rounds. That honestly sounds pretty optimal to me. Just like close it off with Demario Douglas. Okay. I'm willing to do that. Demario Douglas is probably projecting to be my most owned player in all formats this year. It might have been Josh Downs if Josh Downs didn't get injured. But now it's just guaranteed going to be Demario Douglas, I think. I don't know who else it could be. Maybe Audric. Audric is someone I am taking a shit ton of too. Because he's just my favorite prospect. Go watch some Audric film if you are not aware of how this man was running in college. Because he's going to translate it to the NFL. Like, if Kyron can translate it, I can assure you the athletic fucking freak that Audric Estime is can definitely translate it too. Like, and everyone got so icked by his combine time that now I just have like 30 to 50% of him in all formats. I'm pretty sure 53% Audric Estime in weekly winners. It's a problem. I had so much of him pre-draft too. I think he was going in the 140s pre-draft, had like 130 or not 130, 33% Audric. He was going in the 130s, 140s, had 33% of him there. Just been taking him all off season. Hopefully that goes well. He's one of my favorite prospects. It's definitely Baker. It's definitely Baker for us. Um, Receiver wise, it is getting thin, and I think we should take Rashad Bateman. I think that's probably our best bet at receiver. We could also take McMillan, just go Baker McMillan. I don't hate that either. Really just taking both of them, just getting both of their points. Like Rashad Bateman, is he good for this team? I really don't know. I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna go McMillan. Let's just go McMillan. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Go the incredible prospect that's also tied with your quarterback. Just take both the receivers. I don't hate doing it here. He's very cheap. He's guaranteed going to be the wide receiver 3. Josh Palmer, or not Josh Palmer, Trey Palmer, step aside, bro. You got bitched. It is what it is. Yeah. It's no longer it never really was Trey Palmer season, but it really ain't Trey Palmer season now. It really ain't Trey Palmer season now. We get Isaiah Likely. That feels like a blessing from God. We also do have the choice to take McMillan, but I in an ideal world, I do want to take Jalen McMillan on this team and just take Jalen McMillan right here, but like seeing Isaiah Likely just is oof. It makes me feel some type of way. Ooh. You know? It's Isaiah Likely, man. That is a future top 5 tight end. Mark it right here. 824-24. Yeah. Isaiah Likely, not this year. Let me make that clear. Not this year. We're talking 1, 2, maybe 3 years down the line. Who knows how long it's going to take? At some point, it's going to happen. Isaiah Likely is not a tight end. That dude is a wide receiver built like a tight end. His route running capabilities are way too paramount for him to be considered a tight end. Kind of like Mark Andrews, honestly. They're both pretty great at what they do. And here we get McMillan or Johnny Smith. I mean, if I get McMillan, bro, they gave me a choice. It's fucked up. Like, McMillan doesn't correlate with shit, but it's also Jalen McMillan at the 84? Like, fuck. It's pretty insane. Just going Jalen McMillan. Like, fuck it. Whatever. Whatever, man. Literally zero correlation. Don't care. Don't care. We'll take 2 tight ends as our last 2 picks. We can figure it out. There's a lot of great options back here. It's great that the tight ends just haven't gotten pushed up yet. Especially the one there's a lot of tight ends with a really good upside here. Tucker Kraft is sounding like the drumbeat there is getting pretty loud of he potentially might be the tight end 1 when things are all said and done. Honestly, yeah, that's kind of what the drumbeat is sounding like. And we have a 2.561 over here. I think we'll probably push receiver. Like who am I taking at receiver here? Oh, Yoshavash. We could take Yoshavash at in the 180s. It's a potential player. I do like Ben Sinnott. Think he's pretty strong. Pretty strong pick. Did we just go Sinnott plus Yoshavash? I kind of want to go Yoshavash. They've been resting him all preseason, so I'm down just to be in on him as the wide receiver 3 because it sounds like Burton has a lot of character issues. It's kind of what it's seeming like. Yeah, I'm down to go Ben Sinnott here. Oh. So 2.581 over here. 3.562 for this guy. Yeah, so we're gonna be going. Who are we gonna be going? We're gonna be going Tucker Kraft for sure. We can lock in Mr. Tucker Kraft. The drum beat's been getting way too loud. We're trying to lock that in for sure. I'd also be down for Gasicki. I don't care about these being correlated at all. Like it is cool that we do have Kraft and Wicks. I do like that. That's not like a tiebreaker for me though or anything. It would be if we had the quarterback, but it's just a mini stack anyway, so I don't care about it too much. Because the tight end is your most unlikely player to correlate with on a per week basis, just because that's how the position goes. You know, they don't get the most volume. So it applies for the good ones, it applies for the elite ones, but like if you were taking Sam Laporta with a week 17 49er stack, sure, I get that. But Tucker Kraft with Aaron Jones, I don't know. That doesn't seem the most relevant to me. I think we're going Theo Johnson here. I think he legit could be the second or third option on the Giants. Will Malik Neighbors soak up 30% plus? Yes. Does that still leave a piece of the pie open for Theo Johnson? A big piece of the pie? Absolutely. And this guy's getting reps because he's incredible at blocking. If y'all haven't seen it, peep the fucking Twitter clip of this guy throwing a block on Aiden Hutchinson. He doesn't let him move. He does not let him fucking move off the line. Like Theo Johnson is a big guy and he moves way too fast for a big guy. So I'm very in on him. I probably have a lot of him in BBM. I'm not sure how much I have now, but it's a decent amount. Anyway, we're wrapping up with the 2-5-8-3. We have Jalen Hurts, Caleb Williams, double elite QB here. Semi double elite. I mean, Jalen Hurts is elite. Caleb is really good. Anyway, Kenneth Walker, Aaron Jones, Jalen Warren, Austin Eckler, and Braylon Allen wrapping it up in our RB room. And then we have A.J. Brown, Drake London, Stephon Diggs, Rome Odunze, Dontavian Wicks, Gabe Davis, Demario Douglas, and Jalen McMillan in our wide receiver room. That's a crazy wide receiver room. And then we have Isaiah Likely, Tucker Kraft, and Theo Johnson in our tight end room. Punting tight end here ended up just feeling pretty optimal. The rest of our team looks really fucking solid relative to tight end, and all you need is one of these to hit, and you're set. So, yeah, that's the team. Moving on over here. Last two picks over here. This is who I was eyeing up, baby. Timmy fucking P. Tim Patrick. Oh, yeah. I'm not kidding. This is actually who we're going. We're going Tim Patrick. Who we're going behind Tim? I think we're going third tight end. You could argue that we could go another RB, but I think our RBs are solid. I think we want to stop when we go A-Chain in round one. I think we're going to go Gesicki. I don't want to take 3 with the same bye week. That's a little much. Do I think Dulcich is significantly better than Gesicki? Not really. Gesicki's going to do a little more blocking maybe, and Eric All definitely has more value to upsert Gesicki, but I still like going Gesicki here on this team. He does have the mini correlation with Yoshibash. Tim Patrick would have had the mini correlation with Greg Dulcich, but 3 week 14 buys. We could potentially get some advancing points that might matter. Every slim edge matters. So we have a 2-5-8-3 with Patty Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, and RB we have Devon A-Chain, James Conner, Brian Robinson, Rico Dowdle, and Ty Chandler. Then a wide receiver, we have Puka Nacua, Rashee Rice, Brian Thomas, Chris Godwin, DeAndre Hopkins, Jalen McMillan, Andre Yoshivash, and Tim Patrick. And then at tight end, we have Dalton Scholes, Ben Sinnott, and Mike Gesicki. So that'll be it. Those are 2 drafts. Those are 2 best ball manias. I hope y'all enjoyed, and catch you later.